welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of Kalpana Saroj, a woman who didn't just escape hardship, she took all that struggle and turned it into a multi-million-dollar empire. Her journey is seriously a masterclass in resilience.
And this right here, this isn't just some powerful quote. It's the very core of who she is. It tells you everything you need to know about a life that started at the absolute bottom, a life that society had basically written off before she even had a chance to start.
So to really understand the empire she built, you first have to understand the fire that it was forged in. Her success is it's staggering. But what makes it so remarkable are the unbelievable obstacles she faced from the moment she was born. Just look at this timeline. It shows you just how fast her childhood was completely stolen from her. She was born in 1961 into a Dalit community, what was historically known as the untouchables in India's caste system. So right from day one, she's facing systemic discrimination. And then get this, by age 12, she's pulled out of school, forced into a horrific abusive marriage, and just left to try and survive in a slum in Mumbai. She was pushed to the absolute brink, so far that she tried to end her own life. But surviving that moment, well, it wasn't just a second chance. It was a complete rebirth. It was the exact point where she decided, no more. She stopped being a victim and started to become the architect of her own life. This was the turning point.
And with this brand new resolve, this fire inside her, she began to lay the foundation, brick by painful brick, of what would eventually become her future.
She started small. I mean, really small. She started with what she could do. Simple sewing work eventually led to a little sari shop and then a furniture business. You know, these weren't glamorous, high-flying ventures. This was her training ground. This is where she learned the nuts and bolts of business, where she built a reputation for pure grit, and where she proved to herself that she could do more than just survive. She could actually build something. But all that early success, that was just the warm-up act. Her biggest test, the main event, was taking on a challenge that seasoned industrialists had already decided was totally impossible.
The scale of this problem was just staggering. The company was Kamani Tubes. It was bankrupt, buried under 100 crore, that's 1 billion rupees in debt. Thousands of people had lost their jobs. It was a corporate disaster. And against all of that, Kalpana put forward this vision that seemed completely insane, to make it profitable, debt-free, and a thriving company once again. So how in the world did she pull off the impossible? Well, her plan was just a masterclass in strategy. First, think about the sheer boldness of acquiring a company that everyone else had given up on. Second, she had the financial smarts to actually renegotiate that massive debt with the banks. Third, and this might be the most crucial part, she had the empathy to rebuild trust with the workers who'd been left behind. And finally, she provided the hands-on, visionary leadership to get the machines running again and actually turn a profit. But here's the thing. The Kamani Tubes turnaround wasn't the end of her story. Not even close. It was the launchpad for a true business empire. Today, the Saroj empire is incredibly diverse. I mean, beyond manufacturing with Kamani Tubes, she expanded into major real estate projects, she launched her own film production house, and she's even made big moves in the hospitality industry. She didn't just save one company, she became a powerhouse across multiple sectors. Then, in 2013, her journey from outcast to absolute icon received the highest national recognition you can get. The government of India awarded her the Padmashri, one of the country's most prestigious civilian honors, for everything she contributed to trade and industry. This title she earned, the Dalit Oprah Winfrey, really just hits the nail on the head. It gets to the very heart of her impact. Because like Oprah, she is so much more than a business tycoon. She's a symbol of hope. She is living proof that where you come from does not have to define where you're going. So, what can we really take away from this remarkable story? Her life isn't just something to be admired. It's a blueprint for success against all odds. Her life offers some incredibly powerful lessons. First, that hope is a choice you make, even in the absolute worst circumstances. That big dreams aren't built on luck. They're built on relentless, grinding hard work. That facing social opposition is often a sign that you're actually on the right track. And maybe most importantly, that a true entrepreneur isn't defined by their successes, but by how they get back up after they fail. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Kalpana Saroj's story proves that our greatest challenges aren't roadblocks. They're the raw material. They're the starting point. So the question for you is, what challenge in your life right now holds the seed of your own future empires?
By 2014, it had just skyrocketed. By 2014, it had just skyrocketed growth. We have to understand that a man that's in a small village where his character was his father had also passed, leaving him to be cleaner to punch a clock and climb the ladder. No, he has biggest bank with a stable, strengthened the entire cooperative movement, but forgot the power of learning that got him started.